Today I want to accomplish two things. One, try using this faux fur yarn for the first time, and two, crochet my mum a wombat. As of filming this, her birthday is about a month away, and I want to make her an amigurumi of her favourite animal as a gift. Does she already have a million wombats? Yes. Have I already crocheted her multiple wombats? Also yes. But I have yet to make a wombat or anything using this yarn. So 2 birds, 1 stone and all that. Let's test out some faux fur yarn while making a wombat. I feel like I have said wombat so many times. But I will be using my own wombat pattern for this, which is already available on Patreon for those of you over there. Now, because I would prefer not to just crochet with this, I have grabbed myself out some 8-ply yarn to hopefully help with this process by either crocheting with the 2 threads, let's get that record on, with the 2 threads held together, or someone, I apologize, I can't remember your username off the top of my head, but in my latest crochet hacks video, there was a color change hack in that, and this particular person suggested that when you work with novelty yarns like the faux fur yarn, to alternate rounds using like acrylic or cotton and the faux fur yarn, so I could potentially try that as well. In fact, I think I might do that. That sounds like a good idea. Patterns up. Let the torture begin. I will start off, if I can find, what hook size do I need? 8 to 9. I'll go with an 8. So let's find the end here. It's a bit of a mess. I've had this yarn for so long, and the only reason I got it was because it was like marked down to $1, and I'd never worked with it before, and I thought, you know what, I just like to give it a go. Let's just like to try it. And then 3 years pass and that hasn't eventuated. But today we changed that. Where is this end? What? Oh, there we go. It's like, what's going on? But I don't want that end. I want the center pull end. And looking at this, I know it's probably not the correct shade for a wombat. It's a bit light, a bit too white heavy. But I don't care. My mum's not going to care. Can we get a center pull on this yarn? There we go. And I'm hoping 1 skein will be enough. This pattern, it's not a huge pattern, so especially if we're alternating rows between the faux fur and the 8-ply, we should be good. But, okay, let's start off. I'll start off with a get off there, please. So I'm going to start off round 1 in the faux fur. I've done 1 stitch and I already hate it. I think it's mostly because I have worked with novelty yarns before, but yeah, again, nothing quite like this faux fur. But I think the issue is, like, I can't see my stitches. You have to really work by feel rather than sight. It's like vibes-based crochet. And I'm not really a fan. And now I've just completely lost count. 1, I think that was 3. 2, not 2 doesn't come after 3, Lee. 4, 5, and 6. I think I have 6 single crochet. How do I miscount 6? Bloody hell. I'm going to tighten that up. So I want to do round 2. I'm going to drop you, and I want to try and do round 2 in this 8-ply. I'm not going to be swapping hook sizes. I'm just going to do the rounds of the 8-ply with my 8mm hook, which is far too large, but I'm hoping it will make the following rounds done in the faux fur easier to work into. So we're going to do... No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do an increase stitch marker. Second increase, and sort of leaping off what I was saying before, because I haven't worked with this yarn previously, I can't really, as I was saying, it's feel based, but I don't really have the muscle memory or the sense yet on how these stitches come together in this faux fur yarn. So trying to feel my way around or like guesstimate is difficult at this stage. See, I did it wrong then. I think once I get the feel for this yarn, I might do a better job. Does that make any sense at all? I hope so. So there's, and I think I just worked through the front loop only there, but it's so bloody hard to tell. Oh, this is horrendous, and I've just started. What's round 3? Okay, this is going to be the moment of truth as well. So I'm going to switch back to the fluffy yarn, and I'm going to see if doing this second row in the faux fur actually covers up my 8-ply yarn here, because if you can see it, it kind of defeats the purpose of doing this alternating method. I mean, that's not too bad. I do think it's visible though, isn't it? That's a bit of a bummer. I don't think I can leave that. That's really annoying. Now I'm thinking about it, unless it wasn't alternating rounds, it was alternating the first yarn over pull through of a single crochet with the second yarn over pull through of a single crochet. So I'd be doing the first yarn over pull through in this stuff, then the second yarn over pull through in this stuff. Maybe that's what it was. I'm going to go into the stitch. If I can find the bloody thing, I think it's this one. So first yarn over pull through, 8-ply yarn. Second yarn over pull through, faux fur. Again, first and then second. And I think that is my first stitch there. Then we've got no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. I hate this. I hate this so much. Get in there. No. What is going on? Oh man. What happened there? This is terrible. This is awful. I hate it. Oh my god. It's taken me 10 minutes to try and do 3 increases. I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it. Bloody hell. So it might honestly be easier just to crochet with the faux fur yarn. I thought having the 8-ply would help. I think it's more of a hindrance at this point. So I'm going to cut this. I'm still going to use it to create the magic circle. Where are my scissors? Oh, they're over there. Fantastic. I can use these though. So I'm going to leave the magic circle because I would have done that with 8-ply regardless. But from this point, I'm just crocheting with the faux fur. Why make things harder on myself? Oh, that was awful. I don't think I failed that badly in a long time. So I'm going to tie you two off. Because if you unravel and make me do this again, I will not be happy. I think I have one, yeah, I got one stitch in there. So I need to do the second increase of my first. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where any of these stitches are. Well, I've done it. I've put 6 increases in. Did I put them in the right stitches? Probably not. Do I care? No. I'm not having a good time. And we have just started. Round 3 was 1 single crochet one increase repeated 6 times, and again I'm having the same issue. I don't know where my stitches are. I'm gonna have to go off the vibes. Round 4. It's been almost 20 minutes and we're only on round 4. That's round 4 done, and I'm gonna have to leave this here for today because all that back and forth is killing my shoulder. If this was not for my mum, I think I'd give up at this point. I do not like anything about this. It is hard to work with. There is fluff flying literally everywhere. And to be honest, it doesn't even feel nice. Before I had actually purchased this and I'd only sort of seen faux fur yarn on the interwebs, I thought it would actually be really lovely and soft, but this is kind of coarse. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought it'd feel a bit nicer than that. At least that would have been one thing to go in the positive column. But no. That remains empty as of now, but I will continue crocheting this over the course of the next few days. And I've given myself plenty of time to work with because Mum's birthday is a month away. I've just got to motivate myself to actually finish this. And I'm going to be so pissed off if I don't have enough yarn. Over the course of a couple of days, I've crocheted my way out to round 11, and to be honest, that was over a week ago. I have been putting off working on this thing again because I am not enjoying this yarn at all. It's so much worse than I thought it would be, but I've just got to persevere and get through it. If it wasn't for my mum's birthday present, I would give up. I would donate this yarn. Possibly burn it in ritual sacrifice. You think I'm joking? Nope. But I just gotta put my head down and do it. It's just it sort of makes the fact that I can't crochet for long stretches at a time worse, because back, 6-7 months a year, I would have just banged this out in like a couple of hours. But because my shoulder's buggered up, I have to stretch this project out over a couple of weeks, and it's a little bit frustrating. Deep breaths, happy thoughts. Think of all the crochet projects I want to do later on. Round 12, here we come. And another concern I have is that I'm not going to have enough yarn for this project because there is a decent amount left. But even if I have enough for the head/body piece, which is what I'm crocheting now, not convinced I'm going to have enough for the legs as well, but we will cross that yarn bridge when we get to it. And increase. Well, that's round 12 finished. One thing I will say that I forgot to mention before actually is that it has become a little bit easier to work with this yarn as I've progressed. So that vibes-based crochet, because I can't see my stitches, it's getting a little bit easier. Still not impressed with it though. It's not the way I like to crochet, but it's better than it was before. Silver linings and all that. So I'm going to do the same thing now that I've done over the course of the last week or so, and that's just work on this in increments over the next few days. I'll probably do a little bit more today, but I do actually have a couple more crochet projects that I want to work on. I've got one right here. Can anyone guess what this is? I hope I've planned this right and this video comes out before that one. Otherwise, that's not going to work. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing. A couple more rounds here, some more crochet project, and then I've got to work up the motivation to finish this. Gonna have enough yarn for this. Oh, I don't want to frog it though. Oh man, this is not going to plan. Oh, I have some bad news. I'm gonna have to frog this thing. I really, really didn't want to, but this is as far as I've gotten. And this is how much yarn I have left. Even if I wanted to make a really short, stumpy wombat, I don't think this is even enough to close up this hole. I think frogging is going to be my only option now. In my desperation, I even tried to look for another skein of this stuff. Couldn't find it anywhere. I found a couple on Etsy that were the correct brand, wrong color. And I found one in Europe somewhere on eBay that was brown, wrong brown, but it was $35 for postage alone. So, nah. I love my mum, but apparently not for $35 postage. Bloody hell, which means I'm gonna have to get my yarn winder out and start frogging. Alright, here we go. And now I've lost even more bloody yarn because there was a knot in the end and I just gently tugged on it and this fell off. Nothing in this project has gone right so far. Shouldn't have put that through there. Apparently we're going to be working with the yarn winder attached to the desk. Oh, I did not think this through. Well, the deed is done. I've taken out 97% of my work. I've left this bit because I'm going to make that sort of the width of the head. I'm going to make the body a little bit better, and hopefully, having reduced the size like that, I will have enough yarn to complete the entire head body. So I have no idea how many stitches I actually have left in my round, and I can't bloody see them to count. So I'm gonna try and estimate. This is going to throw the pattern completely off, but the original version is still preserved. I've already done that written pattern. And 28. So apparently I had 28 stitches left. Yeah, okay. However that happened. I think that might be a bit too much. I might have to frog some more because if I'm remembering correctly, I don't have the pattern up anymore because at this stage I didn't need it, or I didn't think I needed it. But I think the head portion was roughly 24 stitches anyway. So I might want to make it a little bit smaller than that. Although I could leave it and just make not increase out so much for the body section, because I think that increased up to either 42 or 48 stitches. I just maybe leave this as is and don't increase out for the body quite so far. Should I proceed? I don't want to have to frog this thing a second time. Yeah, I think I'll stick to my second plan there. I'll keep the number of stitches as is, and then I might just increase the body out to maybe 36 stitches, and I'll do the remaining rounds of the body with the exception of the decrease rounds. I'll just do 36 single crochet around for those. Editingly, just popping in here to say that I went ahead and finished the body of the wombat, but then a few situations popped up that I had to deal with over the next couple of weeks. So I sort of speed ran adding the stuffing, crocheting the additional features and attaching them. I didn't have a chance to do my usual, face cam update you guys on my progress kind of thing. So instead I had to go with the alternative version of just speeding up some crochet footage. Please enjoy. And the nightmare is over. Finally, I cannot understate how much I loathed working with this yarn. I've used Novelty yarns in the past, nothing quite like this faux fur, but I have used them. And I knew from that experience going into this that I probably wasn't going to enjoy working with the faux fur, but man, did I underestimate exactly how much I would dislike working with this yarn. I genuinely dislike pretty much everything about it. The word I used earlier in this video, I think, was coarse. I don't think that's quite correct. It's not coarse. I'm not actually quite sure what word describes it best, but it's almost that sticky sensation that some, acrylic or synthetic yarns have. It's soft, but not soft. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm getting at, but it's almost like a residue to it, and it makes the yarn just unpleasant to feel, at least for me. I don't like that sensation. On top of that, simply trying to crochet and work with this yarn was unpleasant. I've mentioned many times throughout this video, I think that you simply cannot see the stitches. You have to crochet by feel, and I don't like doing that. It's very easy to skip stitches or accidentally add increases. Throughout this entire project, I had no idea what my total stitch count was at the end of each round. I just sort of went with it. It was what it was. And as long as I got, roughly in the ballpark of what I needed the total stitch count to be, I was happy with that. And then to make matters worse, the fibers themselves would tangle. The faux fur isn't really very long. You can see it's not super long, but it is long enough to get tangled around your hook, tangled around your stitches. What made things even worse, was for quite a few days while I was crocheting this, we had a run of humid weather. So, with humidity, you get hot and sticky and sweaty, and the faux fur stuck to everything. It kept just clinging to my hands. Honestly, I'd put the project down and I would walk away and my hands would just be encased with this faux fur. It was horrible, and it made trying to crochet that much more difficult. What else? It just... Ugh. That pretty much sums up the entire experience. Ugh. And then even when I was done crocheting, I wasn't finished yet because I had to sew everything together, and even that was an exercise in frustration because trying to sew around the faux fur was more difficult than your standard non-furry yarn. And so my little wombat here did end up slightly wonky, if you can see that, if it's not too bright under the lights. It did end up slightly wonky, but in the end, I do think my mum is still going to like her present. She will think this is cute no matter what. Honestly, not really because it is, but because she has mum blinders on and I made it for her. It's the same kind of vibe as when you make a terrible drawing in kinder and your mum acts like it's the best thing in the world. Yep, same vibes. But yeah, she'll be happy with it, which is good because this is the one and only faux fur yarn project she's ever going to get. I refuse to make amigurumi from this yarn ever again. Will not be happening. No, not doing it. I could possibly be convinced to use it as like a decorative touch to something, add a bit of, flair to an amigurumi piece, enhance it a little bit, but crocheting an entire amigurumi from it, no way. Not happening. Just no. I refuse. So to sum up, faux fur yarn am bad. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Won't be using it again for amigurumi. Before we finish up entirely here today, we do need to do... And today's featured creator on the hookup is Reverie, and she says, I have a YouTube channel where I make shorts for the stuff I crochet. Currently doing a challenge where I'm making 77 creatures from a crocheting book I have. That actually sounds like a really fun challenge. I wonder what book Reverie is referring to. Well, if you want to see, I guess you'll have to head on over to her channel to check that out. All of Reverie's links will be down in the description, and so will a link to a Google form if you'd like to apply for the hookup for yourself. That is all that I have for you guys today. I will be now wrapping my disgusting faux fur wombat, ready to give to my mum in a couple of days, so hopefully she will love it, even if I did not love making it. Thank you all very much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share it if you think it's worth sharing, and I will see you in the next one.